Some of the other things that I wanted to go over. Yeah, hang on.
I was made for this. Yeah, yeah. I was made for this. I was made for this.
Okay, so real quick, one of the other things I wanted to go over was how I actually laid out the magazine and how I print them. So for that, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to show you the website I use. I print everything through blurb.com. They allow me to print on demand, so I don't have to buy an inventory, which was key to being able to make this successful. And the other thing is I lay everything out in InDesign. And a note on that, I want to explain, I didn't know anything about InDesign. The first time I opened up InDesign was to do this magazine, so it's not like I had a lot of knowledge in it, and I think that's, people overlook the fact that you can learn, and the internet is an incredible tool to be able to teach you how to do things. Also, I've been doing Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator for years, so to know a different product, and same with Premiere Pro, After Effects. I've been working with the Adobe products for over 10 years, so you can learn new things. So don't let those things scare you or hold you back, but embrace those things, that those new tools, because that's just a new skill set that you can learn. So with that said, note, we're going to jump in and I'm going to go through and explain how this works. Actually, I'm going to start off in InDesign. So when you open up InDesign, one of the things that I'll show you is you create the template, and it actually kind of walks you through how to lay things out. It has instructions on it. So the red line that you see here is the bleed line. So the actual trim line is the black outline. You want to take everything to the red to make sure, so everything kind of leans over, so that you make sure when they cut it, it has again, a bleed line. That's why they call it that. And it's really simple. I didn't have any templates. I just kind of went through and started, pulling out things and laying them out. But I just wanted to show you some of the InDesign behind it. So one of the things that I learned here, this being the fourth book, is the first one I would create all the titles and then go and create the table of contents page. Anybody who's worked in InDesign knows that you can actually create a table of contents that updates automatically. So if I were to open up and change some of the pages around of the articles, I could then do an update here and it would refresh whatever those numbers are, whereas I had to go and make sure whenever I moved something that it made accounts for where everything went. So obvious thing that you can fix that's really easy. And like I was showing, like these entry ones have these big titles for getting into it, and then there's the main kind of image of each season. So if you look at the last one, volume 33, it's a lot of the similar beginning articles, and then the image that I use on marketing across different platforms and on websites. So a lot of it's this similar kind of big images and 10-point type larger areas for the start of any articles. Throughout the magazine, I have kind of some pull quotes for each of the articles, and then I take some of them and just create their own page. Show. Actually, right off the bat, here's kind of one here. I have these in each of the articles, and this is kind of my mantra behind everything. Is my calling for people out there is that when you feel inspired, you have to take action, because that inspiration will fade if you don't. So it's a big part of what led me to kind of do this project and all the stuff that I'm involved in. I think it really drives me when I feel inspired. You have to take action. So one of the things that I was going to talk about was, if you on Blurb, when you go under Create, they have this plugin for Adobe InDesign. You can see if you wanted to use BookWrite is one that they created, but there's different plugins that you can use. But you download this and install it, and then what happens is it creates a little menu down here at the bottom of File. And when you open that up, you have your books that you can create here. And when you do create new book, you can have it create new templates for you. And then you, inside of here is where you select what type of book you want it to be, what size. So I do trade books for all of mine. They have different sizes which correlate to different prices. And then also different covers. And again, it will tell you the price, which is nice. And then you upload it from here, and it goes through and kind of scans everything to make sure that there's no errors. And then it creates these PDFs that then you go through and make sure everything's good. And once you're good with everything, you come back in InDesign and you click OK, and it uploads it. And then back on Blurb, if I were to log in and go to my dashboard, this is the view that I see, where it's the books that I've put on here. And so then I'll go here and I'll order a book and put in the information I get and have it actually ship from Blurb. So people buy them on my website, and then I come in here and send them directly. And that's partly just because they don't have an integrated piece yet, and I don't want to push people to the Blurb to buy them. I wanted to have it in through my brand. So that's kind of how I'm solving it at this point in time. But then I order it, and it actually ships directly to them. So I don't handle like getting the magazine and repackaging it or anything. It'll come straight from the printers. And at this point, in low quantities, that's manageable. It might be different in the future. But that's kind of my flow and how I go through it. Interested to see what you guys, other questions you have. I'm happy to, if you have a project and you're working on, reach out. Happy to talk design, to talk brand, to talk photography, answer any questions I can. This is really just everything of how I do my passion project, and I'm in the business of helping other people with their passion projects, and I love creativity of other humans, and to be involved in contribute whatever I can, whatever value I can bring. I'm happy to have those discussions at whatever level we can. So thanks for watching. Hope it helped. Reach out if you have any other questions. See ya.